Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust, episode 210. Episode 210. Let's watch out for any sort of situation. I know we spent a little bit extra time chatting in the episode's final hidey hole last episode, but we appear to be safe. Wolfie agrees. He's scoped out, he's kept an eye on the situation. But yeah, let's continue on. Farlands or Bust, episode 210. In this season 4 of Farlands or Bust, we have raised $11,818 for Child's Play charity. That is a stone tree. The tree has been petrified. Petrified, I say. Petrified. I'm assuming that is also lava down there, so I'm going to avoid it. There's a creeper over there. Strange. Oh, lots of skeleton residue over here. Yoink. Hey, guy. I'm just going to keep on walking. Don't talk to him. Don't look at him. But yeah, thank you so much for donating to Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. I appreciate it. As I did with the last episode, I was talking about the previous 200 episodes. We're coming up on episode 211, obviously the next episode, because that's significant, because in episode 11 of this series is where we actually first departed our spawn village, not village, our spawn cabin, kind of our spawn area, and actually started heading west for the Farlands. So as much as episode 200 was significant, obviously, we went to the Nether and came back. Episode 211 is significant because that's 200 episodes since we actually started walking. Obviously, we've had detours since then. We've had to go back for wolves that have gotten lost. We've had to do some caving for resources and stuff, and we've accidentally walked in the wrong direction at certain points, so it's not all been straight walking west, but significant numbers of significance, right, Wolfie? Ooh, significant skeletons of significant nature. Oop. Hello. I just, for those of you who missed it, yesterday I put up a, whoop, god damn it, Wolfie. Alright, where you at? Let's spawn. Just fell in a cave. Whoa, that was quite the tumble you took. Look at your tail. Alright. That you can't eat. Boop. And boop. Much better. Yesterday I uploaded a Mindcrack episode, Mud Caving, so all these caves are looking rather scrumdiddlyumptious, but we can't do that in Farlands or Bust. Too dangerous for Wolfie. As you saw, he just fell into a cave. But anyway, tangent. I was talking about, it's episode 210, so I wanted to look back once again at episode 110 and then episode 10. Episode 110, I didn't find too much interesting happen on episode 110, but that was January 12th, 2012, a little bit over a year ago. I did give an update. At that time, we had raised $1,617 for that season of Farlands or Bust for Child's Play charity. That was soon, what was that? That would have been season 3. So yeah, I just started out, and I just checked, I did the math, adding in what we've raised thus far, $11,818, the grand total for all seasons of the Farlands or Bust, hello, fundraiser, is $94,436 raised for Child's Play charity on behalf of the Farlanders, you guys. So that's a crazy concept, isn't it? that's pretty crazy, almost $100,000 total. And we're trying to raise $100,000 in just this season alone. So, woo! Charity and givingness and helping people out. Awesome. Awesome indeed. That was like a really backwards way I just went around that obstacle. But yeah, that's cool. Otherwise, not all that much happened in episode 110 that I could really pay note of. Episode 10 was actually pretty eventful. That was, like I mentioned previously in episode 9, we went caving, kind of got lost accidentally and went caving. And then after that, We exited the cave and instantly got attacked by 3 creepers. Survived, obviously. We haven't died yet in Farlands Bust. But that is when I actually introduced the concept that, you know what, in the next episode, episode 11, I'm going to try to walk to the Farlands. So that is where that concept was first introduced to you guys. That is where I craft the diamond sword of spawn pointiness, and also the diamond pickaxe that is now resting comfortably at the 292-202 monument. Oh, this is dangerous. What you doing, Kurt? You're being dangerous. Ooh. Whoa! Watch your step, man. Alright, so yeah, that's where I crafted both of these items. So now, officially, the sword has lasted 200 episodes. And it looks like it still has at least 25% of its life left, which is why I didn't leave it in the 699492 monument. It possibly, if I'm careful, might last me until the next monument. But we have to raise $100,000 for Child's Play charity. So yeah, that happened in episode 10. And yes, I checked. That was the episode also where I left, even though I found 8 diamonds during that caving expedition, I left 3 of them behind in my cabin, my spawn cabin, for the reason that in case I die, I'll spawn back at the spawn point, because at that point in the game's history, beds didn't reset your spawn point. And I'm like, well, I'll want to have these diamonds to build something, since I'll lose all of my items if I die. I'll leave these diamonds in the chest back home. So those diamonds are still there. At that point, I didn't even have a bow. I had arrows, but not a bow. And a funny thing, I was watching that episode, a funny thing I mentioned was I decided to bring some bones with from the skeletons. Hello. That episode was in beta 1.3_01, and there were no wolves yet. But in beta 1.4 was the wolves update, and I was anticipating, oh, they're going to add wolves to the game. I should bring these bones just in case we come across wolves and we'll tame them. So that was interesting, that I had kind of the first foresight of wanting to have a wolf companion. Of course, as that happened, I got like those 5 wolves or something like that ended up just leaving me behind and despawning, and then I eventually got Wolfie. But that's kind of a funny thing I noticed in that episode. It's where I kind of on a whim chose to head west of all the directions. I'm like, let's go west. It's based on the fact that it seemed like all of the grand explorers of history, Columbus, Magellan, Lewis and Clark. I said that again. I said that in episode 10, too. Lewis and Clark. I'm watching too much TV. Lewis and Clark, they all head west. This is basically the agreed upon way to travel, to explore further reaches. Of course, that's changed now, because if you want to explore space and you want to go into orbit, you generally try to launch east with the rotation of the Earth, because that gives you a little bit of a boost. But regardless, we're heading west. That is where we decided to head west. And I think it seemed like, I could be wrong, but that episode ended where I was sleeping. I slept in a bed and said, I'll leave in the morning. And I made I said, I will see you next time. And then I made very just quick snoring noises. I don't know if that's the first time I made snoring noises. It might be. But that could have been the kind of inception of the I will see you next time, and then the snoring noises. So, a lot of stuff laid in foundation in episode 10 of Farlands or Bust. So, kind of a cool little thing to look back at every now and again, now that we've come this far, and still baffling that I'm still going. It's crazy. And I went back on episode 11, I put an annotation, because a lot of people I'm seeing in the comments are like, oh, you're still doing this series. I watched early on, but I haven't been back in a while. And those early episodes get quite a few views, just people trying to check them out, or they search Farlands. Episode 11 is a very popular one that comes up in the search results. So I put an annotation up that said, hey, this is still going on. I'm still traveling to the Farlands. Make sure to subscribe and watch the latest videos. So Perhaps some of you may have joined us from that, who knows. But yes, we are still going 200 episodes later towards the Farlands. Whew. Whew. Indeed. I think I need one more darkness level and we can sleep. There we go. And awakeness. Boop. Woof. Woof indeed. What else is going on? Burning skeletons. That's what's going on. Let's see if he drops any residue. Oh, I should make a new pick. This one is picked out. Sploosh? No, residue. Ah, what? What a cheapskate. A cheapskate. Kind of related, and I know I've been answering a whole variety of questions on and off the topic of YouTube and the series and whatnot. Indeed, and etc. From Magnius asked, at what point did you realize you were out of the, air quotes, infancy of your channel? A lot of us smaller gaming channels realize that we're still infants and wonder when we'll become YouTube toddlers. Whoa, apparently, whoa. It's kind of silly of me to do while I'm standing on the sand. Woof. Oh well. The question continues, when did you realize you were no longer a YouTube nobody? These are questions I get a lot. You know, a lot of smaller YouTube channels either want to be bigger or they're wondering how to become bigger channels and things, and the typical advice I give is simply to have fun with what you're doing. Treat it as a hobby, as something that you do for fun. Don't force it. The people who try to force it, you can tell right away, and that will turn viewers away, and it's not, I wouldn't see how that could be fun for you as the person sitting there trying to be successful and getting frustrated and things like that. So that is my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice would be consistency. Have, if not daily videos, you know, have some sort of consistency. People like to subscribe to channels that they know they're going to get regular videos from, that they have a purpose of keeping track of their subscription feed. Otherwise, if you're just a random channel that does 2 or 3 videos a month, it's, you know, they have no reason to add you to their subscription box because they don't feel like they're going to miss any videos or miss the chronology of the videos coming out. But anyway, the question was more about how do you know when you're a big channel. Look at the size of this tree, speaking of big things. It had to grow up the side of that hill there. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy indeed. I'm not sure, and it's always changing. Sometimes I'm not sure. Ooh. I'm not sure I have a proper footing on the side of this mountain. Oh my god, I don't. Upwards. Progress. There we go. It's kind of difficult, and it's always changing. When I started, there were a lot of what I would consider big channels. And really, it's not the only metric, but an easy metric to look at the size of a channel would be the subscriber number, obviously. But, you know, I looked up to channels and thought they were quote-unquote big channels when some channels had like 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. Or even say, you know, when I was just starting out, you know, 5,000 subscribers and things like that. Oh, Kurt. Careful now. Risky going into all these shaded areas. So it's always changing, and now it might just be the company I keep with all the Mindcrack guys, but we've all grown pretty much similarly. in terms of the size of our channels. Etho is the anomaly. No, he has reason to be. He has a very excellent content, very consistent content, so that right there is proof in the pudding. But it seems like if there was ever a threshold, like say before, like, oh, if you have 50,000 subscribers, you're a big YouTube channel. That number is constantly rising, because now I'm seeing that there are a lot of YouTubers who, say, started out the same time as me or around the same time and growing subscribers. We're all at or above the 100,000 subscriber threshold. So I don't know, if I could make a graph, the quote-unquote big YouTuber status, the threshold is always rising and it is on an upward slope. So it's hard to tell, and like I said, it's not anything you should worry yourself with. If you're having fun doing what you're doing, as I'm personally having fun, the numbers don't matter. I suppose they matter a little bit now that I'm depending on this as a source of income, but it isn't something like your question was. Smaller gaming channels are wondering when they will become, like, when they will graduate to become bigger YouTubers. It's not set in stone, and obviously it's also different for each. You know, there's gaming channels. If you're a vlogging channel, a cooking channel, if you're say you review certain specific things, or if you're in a very niche market or topic, you might be the biggest channel that reviews tennis shoes or something. You know, I don't know, because there's not much competition in that arena, but you might only have 12,000 subscribers, but you're the biggest tennis shoe review channel. That's a good idea. I should market that. No, so it's if it seems like I'm having problems explaining it, it's because I'm having problems explaining it. I suppose you could probably tell that all of us who have decided, at least right now, that we're doing this full-time, like myself, B Double O, Generic B recently is being forced into the situation, being laid off from his job. But we're all, it's all about the same time, say around, it depends, but around, say, 100,000 subscribers is generally, for at least gaming channels who have daily content, multiple videos each day, that's about the time where we could reasonably say, okay, I can do this full time and survive off of this. Obviously, that wouldn't be the case if we only had one video a week. It would be a lot more difficult to survive on that sort of revenue. But so you can, if that's your metric on when can you become a full-time YouTuber, then it's about 100,000 subscribers where it at least becomes viable financially, depending, of course, on your AdSense or your network agreement or your country of residence. Different countries get different rates and things like that, and advertisers and stuff. So I wouldn't say it was like a switch that said, I have made it on YouTube. And I still, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, feel not like a large channel. You know what I mean? It's, you know, there are channels with millions of subscribers, and there are channels that have obviously a lot more. Can I make this jump? It's worth a shot. Ha! Yes! I am so great. Jump, jumpy, jump. Wolfie didn't make it. There we go. Well done. What was I saying? You know, with the recent, you know, like the Nerdist channel and the Geek and Sundry and Drive and all these kind of professional channels, there's a big gap there. So it's a tough thing to put into a definite box and say this, present it as a wrapped gift and say this is the way things are and the rules are this and this is the threshold on views and subscribers and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for that question. Oh God, Jesus, Jesus. Oh God, that scared the crap out of me. I don't know if you saw the mouse shake. Holy crap. Whoo, whoo, Wolfie. Ha. Whoo, whoo. This guy's still trying to find me, I think. Alright, I think he's dead. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. I need a minute. Did I swear? I don't know if I swore or not. I apologize if I did. But that was just... Oh my god. It's been a long time since I've been truly frightened like that. I mean, the bats kind of scared me in the Mindcrack caving episode yesterday. But it's always the thing that gets me. It's not the creeper explosion. It's not the, you know, fall damage or anything like that. It's the sudden and out of nowhere sound of the bow, the skeleton's bow and arrow, just going brang in your ears, especially when you're wearing headphones that are kind of loud. That is the sound, you know, you're kind of in a zone, like I was in a zone talking there, you're caving or whatever, and all of a sudden, brang, it's like, ah! It's just something about it makes your heart, like, just absolutely stop in your chest. Alright, let's catch our breath, go to sleep, and continue on westwards to the far lands. Hopefully a little bit less eventful of a second day, or a third day here. And mild heart attackness. Whew. Whew. Ha. Ha. Are you alright, Wolfie? I didn't want to get hit and then have Wolfie dive in there after the skeleton either. He's done that before, so I try to avoid taking damage from mobs. Indeed. Boop. Boop. Alright, so, continuing on. Aha. We have other questions I've been answering here. The zoo, speaking of animals, the zoo tycoon 14, the zoo tycooner, sorry, 14 asked, I was wondering how you feel towards animals. Have you ever considered working with animals? I have, well, most of you probably know, I have a pet box turtle named Speedy. Had him since I've been in the 4th grade, so Speedy, at least, is older than a lot of the people watching this show, in terms of the age. I got her when she was she's a female turtle, got her when she was pretty much fully grown too, so it's possible she's older than me. But Speedy the turtle I've had for a long time. Our family wasn't really pet friendly, not like pet unfriendly, just my mom and sister are very, like I was mentioning in the last episode, have asthma. They're very allergic to dogs and cats. We never had those. The occasional goldfish that lasted a week, you know. But Speedy was the main and only pet animal that I've had, and now has followed me through my entire school history and growing up, and now moving out of the house. Has had to follow me around the various places I've lived outside of the house. So a lifelong companion, I guess Speedy is. How I feel towards animals? I like animals. I guess partially because that I haven't been exposed to many pets throughout my childhood. They're not like a huge deal, I guess. I have considered, in my time in trying to find a passion in life, a career path, I did, consider it would be cool to work with animals, either at a like a zoo or something like that, Maybe not so much like in the, oh god, alright, not Speedy, Wolfie. I'm trying to, there's so much more ocean out here, I'm trying to use it to my advantage. There we go. Maybe not in like the veterinary sense, just because I can't deal so much with the medical aspect of things, which is why I would never like work in a hospital or be a doctor or anything like that. but like in the zoo sense, you know, taking care of the animals and or just kind of general maintenance kind of thing. Be kind of cool, I guess. You know, it's one of those jobs that you always wonder, hey, how'd you get this job? Or something like that. You know, you wonder of the zookeepers or the people. A lot of them are volunteers, I know that much. But that's about the extent of my consideration for such things. Woof. So, yeah, not that much. I mean, I'd like to. I mean, there's certain things. It would be really cool to see a great white shark up close. I know they have those tours in Australia and other places like that where you can potentially go into the cage or just watch over the side of the great white shark. I've also, you know, I want to see. Seems like the rare animals I want to see. A blue whale. You don't hear much about blue whales anymore. I know they're practically extinct, but not that many humans, I'm sure, with their own eyes have seen a blue whale. That'd be pretty cool to just see and appreciate, if not from a distance. That's awesome. Whoa! Is that a tree? I think that tree is above the block limit, is it not? Because the block limit is a lot lower here in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. We have to check out this mountain. I like it. It mostly caught my attention because it's a snow-capped mountain. It's very accurate to the environment of the actual world. Cool. So yeah, that I can't. You know, I know some people like really love animals. They have a bunch of pets or whatever. I'm not that person. I don't know if I'll ever, to be honest, own a pet dog or anything like that. I think I've mentioned this before. I would have to, you know, one condition for that is I wouldn't want to live in an apartment and have a dog. I'd want to have some sort of yard or something that the dog could enjoy and stuff like that. And I know there are certain breeds that are smaller or good apartment dwelling animals, but no, not a huge cat person per se. I mean, I've had friends and things that have dogs, so I have more experience with dogs than I do cats, so that's probably a reason for that. Oh, maybe this tree isn't above the block limit. It certainly seems like it. Wolfie, careful! Oh my god. Good grief. Have a seat. I'm investigating this. We're crazy. I wonder. Whoa! Easy there, guy. You push me off the edge. I'll push you off the edge. Yeah, that's right. Go off the edge. And now there's sheep. Alright, this place is getting too crowded. Let's go, Wolfie. Speaking of animals, I'm trying to distance myself as far away from them. Whoa. Yeah, that answers that question. Thanks for that question. That's one of the unique questions. I don't know that I've answered that much before. Where are we at? About midday. Here's a nice gentle slope that we hopefully can go down without incident on Wolfie's part. How about over here? Oh, Careful, Wolfie. Careful, Wolf. Oh god, don't. Oh, you're you right in front of me. Right in front of me. Good job. Oh god, now he's pushing me. Oh god, he's pushing me. Crazy animal. Yeah. Gosh. Diggity. Dang it. Hold on. Sit. Eat and eat. Alright, you're full health now. This is suspiciously spawner like. Whoa. Maybe not. I was gonna ask you guys. I did something. It's been very recent since we did something very special for episode 200. We went to the Nether. I was just wondering if you have any ideas for anything special to mark the 200th episode since departing for the far lands. In the next episode, 211. Let me know in the comments. I'm not going back to the nether. I'm not going caving. I don't have any reason to go caving. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe build a small... Oh, hello. Build a small monument or something, or I don't know. I honestly don't know. Build a small replica cabin or something like that. That thing took me a long time to build. Maybe not the full-size replica, but just a small little house. We don't have that many houses here in Far Lands or Bust. Just hidey holes and elevated hidey holes. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any ideas. Or we can just continue walking. Just treat it like a normal day. But yeah, that... okay, yeah, well, I'll save questions for the next episode then. But this, I do... Ooh, skeletons. I've already had a run-in with one of your friends earlier on in this episode. Oh god, Wolfie. He's glitching in the blocks now. So yeah, I do want to mention something. In over 200 episodes of a particular series, we decide to make changes every now and again. And for those of you who watched the Mindcrack episode 30, where I went caving, I added what's known in the business as an end slate, which is, I know traditionally these Far Lands or Bust episodes end with a fade to black and then just to be continued. The end slate on the Mindcrack episode is actually a properly designed screen that says you've been watching, in that case, Mindcrack SMP, thanks for watching. There's a convenient annotation. That looks like that's... Ooh, I almost whacked Wolfie in the head with a shovel. I said that looks like that wants to be a hidey hole right there. If anything, I can make some sort of house right out of this. But what was I going to say? But yeah, we did an end slate for the end of the Mindcrack thing, and I'm going to do that in this episode as well. I've made one specifically for Far Lands or Busts. Don't panic or freak out. It's a perfectly normal thing. A lot of YouTube channels do it. It's kind of a good way to remind you of my other series. There's little previews and annotations where you can go look at other videos that have recently gone up. In this one, there's also going to be a button, a chip-in button, that when you click, it will take you to farlandsorbust.com, where you can donate to Child's Play charity. Normally something that I remind you guys here when I'm building the final hidey hole. Wow, this, like, seriously just... I should probably build something here in the next episode. So that's going to be in the end slate to this, so I'm still testing things out. Things might change. I personally like the idea, and I'm just kind of testing it out as a test out of a new thing to see if it perhaps keeps people informed and subscribed to the channel. And of course, there's always the reminder to donate to Child's Play charity, like I said, but also to like the video if you forget. It's always helpful. So that is how this episode is going to end. As always, I appreciate everybody watching and continuing to grow with the channel. We've come a long way since episode 10. 200 episodes, to be exact. But more than that, we're improving the channel. We're becoming, as we talked about earlier, less of a YouTube toddler and more of a YouTube pubescent teenager or something. I don't know. That was weird. I apologize. No, a proper YouTube channel, and you guys are proper YouTube subscribers, Farlanders, so I do appreciate it. My name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Shh.